Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Vinyl Brew Lounge podcast, a place where everyday people sit down over coffee to rediscover the soundtrack of their lives. Welcome back, episode 2. We're back with my buddy, Frank CUPO. How you doing, Frank?
Thanks for having me.
I love having you, dude.
Thank you so much.
I can sit and talk to you for days.
It's true. We actually can.
We actually can, I know.
What the wives calling us when we're getting
Yeah,
home.
we'll just put that on mute. Keep them quiet. So I asked Frank, you recently moved, right?
Yes.
I said, next time we sit down, bring something of musical value to you onto the podcast, right? So you show up with this. Now, if some of you don't know what this is an actual VCR tape of Urgh, A Music War, which I think was released in 81?
It was released in 81, but the concert footage is 1980. And it's New York, California, and Europe.
No kidding.
It's
So Urgh, A Music War. Tell me why this resonated with you so much. And you actually own this thing. I mean, you probably bought this in the 80s.
I bought that in the 80s. I actually, when I was moving, it's a gem in my collection. Almost forgot that I had it.
Yeah.
So back in the mid 80s,
Right.
there was a video store going out of business, and it was in a real bad neighborhood. And I went in, I saw these. The guy was getting rid of those for $25
Right.
back then, which is a lot of money because if you remember, the videotapes were like, when they first came out, were like $100.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
They were for one movie.
Yeah.
So I remember offering the guy $20, and I bought another one called The Decline of Western Civilization. It's a punk rock movie. Oh. He gave me both of those for $40. So
No kidding.
that tape and that other videotape, The Decline, also for $20. So at the time, I really didn't know much about that.
Yeah.
But when I played it, it just blew me away. So what it is 24 bands that have nothing to do with each other, really. Right. Just very varied bands. You have Joan Jett on there, Oingo Boingo, XTC. The Police have 2 plugs in there. They get 2 songs.
They got Roxanne on here, I think.
Roxanne and Driven to Tears.
Driven to Tears.
Oh, Roxanne and Driven to Tears, and then they're So Lonely at the end.
Oh, no kidding.
So they start the tape and they end the tape.
Oh.
But that concert is those concerts are it's not a documentary. It's just these bands doing one song from all over the place, and
it's pretty cool.
From what I understand, is you would not be able to get a reissue of that because the contracts to get all these people on the same page would be impossible.
It would be impossible to do.
So to have a hard copy, it's kind of like the many of the holy grails that are out there for
awesome,
concert footage.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, you can pull this up. I pulled it up on YouTube. It's actually pretty cool to watch. And some of these bands I've never heard of. There's, obviously Klaus Nomi. What the heck is that? Scafish?
Oh, he's. I didn't know him before that either. He was really big in New York circles. In fact, he was a background singer for David Bowie.
Klaus Nomi?
Yes.
No kidding.
He was on Saturday Night Live with David Bowie. He's one of the guys that carried David Bowie out.
I had no idea.
So it's just all the bands that are on this, for instance, like the Police, they were still an emerging act at the time.
They were, yeah.
So what I come to find out is why the Police have 2 plugs on that concert is because Miles Copeland is Stuart Copeland, the drummer of the Police brother, co-produced this. So that's why, and he was the manager for the Police.
He was?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
And he started IRS Records, which, REM, the Go-Go's, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anything from that record label is amazing.
Wow.
I went defunct in 84, so it was... Okay. I mean, a lot of groups went on to bigger, better things from that. But so...
You got Joan Jett on here.
Joan Jett doing Bad Reputation. I mean...
Oh, she does Bad Reputation?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. What the heck is Splanja Bada Bounds?
There's groups on there that you wonder how they made the cut. Like, why didn't the Jam or the Damned or the Clash?
You got Devo on here.
Devo's on there.
Yeah, Surf Punks. It's cool. That's awesome. So this you brought with you, which is very near and dear to your heart.
It is. It is. It's traveled a long time with me.
It's traveled a long time.
It's traveled with me since I was like 16.
That's awesome, man. That's good. I actually, because in today's episode, I wanted to go through some music things and some albums. I brought some albums here. We're gonna pick one up right here to talk about it. Traffic.
Amazing.
Now, when I say this and I show it, Frank just looks at it and shakes his head in like, oh my God. So why is this album so amazing? Dear Mr. Fantasy's album.
I mean,
And it's got that old album smell. Love it.
Steve Winwood is,
Yeah.
I mean, he's not just a musician, he's a curator. There's jazz on there. There's all kinds of nuanced music on there. You have Dear Mr. Fantasy, I think.
Empty Pages.
Empty Pages is on
And
there.
he was how old? 18 or 19? Wasn't he like
Probably in his early 20s
his early
or maybe
20s?
mid-20s at that point.
He started very young.
But incredibly talented. Incredible. I mean, that is cutting-edge music for the time.
Good stuff. I know. And you know what's weird? I don't even know where, because I have so many albums at home, I have no idea where I got this. I don't even remember buying it. I might have bought it at a garage sale in a crate full of albums. I've listened to it a bunch of times. It's fantastic.
I mean, these are all these records you have here. They never get old. You can play these 20 years from now.
They don't get old. They just don't get old. Now, over by you is what we got there. We got the Kinks over there.
The Kinks, low budget. This is a great album.
Yeah.
You have a low budget on there, but you also have National Health. Superman is on here.
Superman is on that album?
I believe it is, yes.
I think it might be.
Yes, it is. So this album here is the Kinks taking a more hard rock approach.
Okay.
Really hard guitars on here, but this is a fantastic album. This is great.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Low budget is just... It's such a great song.
See,
I
was more of a Kinks. What was the song? Destroyer.
That would give the people what they want.
That's
my favorite Kinks album.
They want. That's what on the covers of Dave Davies Running.
Yeah, and it's spray painted.
Spray paint. That's right. That's the one that I like. Yeah.
And if I remember the liner notes on the album sleeve, I believe on the corner.
Right.
You know, as in Kinks fashion, they would probably sneak in a joke or two
that
says "Give the people what they want," and on the bottom it would say, "And you hope they get what they deserve."
Right. The liner notes on albums were fantastic. Yeah. Do me a favor. Do you see that? Do you see that big green one under there? So that is. Excuse me. Just push it out. That's fine. That is. So my son Aiden just gave me this for Christmas. This is 40th anniversary release of. Who do we have there, Frank?
Christopher Cross.
Christopher Cross. This is tremendous. Not that I'm a huge Christopher Cross fan, but Christopher Cross is Christopher Cross. In fact, I saw him with my family this past summer. It was Christopher Cross, Men at Work.
Wow.
And you know the story behind this guy?
No.
He was a session musician in, I think it was Austin, in Texas. He played with a lot of big bands. He was in the background guy, and he wanted to start his. People were telling him, dude, you got to cut your own album. You got a great vibe. You got a great voice. All this stuff. And he was. I read this online. And if I'm wrong, Christopher, forgive me, but I read it somewhere online. I think I actually saw an interview. He was on a bus from Texas to California, and I think he was stoned at the time. And the concept of the song "Sailing" came to his mind as he was riding a bus from wherever it was, Austin to wherever, LA. And that's how he came up with the song, as he was riding a bus from Texas to California. And he came up with this song. And then, you know, fast forward 2 years later, and boom, he was like the 9 Grammys or something. Just some regular dude from Texas.
Now that album there, we got it in his pile here, but if you remember in the early 80s, that was huge.
That was enormous.
I mean, Christopher Cross dominated the airwaves.
He did.
Fly Like the Wind.
Oh my God, yeah. Ride Like the Wind.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Ride Like the Wind.
Ride Like
sorry.
the Wind. Yeah.
And you know, he did the theme song for Arthur the movie.
Yes, he did.
And the other aspect with Christopher Cross, not just him, he had Michael McDonald as a guest background singer on there.
Yes,
he had
did.
some amazing musicians. I believe, I could be wrong, but I thought Jeff Porcaro from Toto was the drummer.
Actually, I think Porcaro was the drummer. Yeah. So that was where I was going with that. So Christopher Cross played with Men at Work and Toto. This show we saw.
Wow.
And Porcaro, yes, he was part of that whole.
Yeah, amazing musician.
That guy is prolific.
Oh, he passed away a long time ago, but my son was taking drums and I got exposed. I didn't know musicians all that much, like drummers. My son exposed me to the talents of somebody like him, Steve Gadd from Steely Dan, and all these
Oh,
great
Steve
drums.
Gadd. Yeah, Steely Dan. You ever see Steely Dan in concert?
Yes,
Great.
quite a few times.
I know. Fantastic.
There's-
Bard College, New York. That's how they started. You know?
And Donald Fagen is a Jersey guy.
Donald Fagen, Passaic, New Jersey. It's crazy how many famous people came out of Jersey. I mean, not just Frank Sinatra, but yeah, Donald Fagen.
Yeah.
Of course, Bon Jovi and Bruce, all that stuff. But yeah, Donald Fagen, Passaic, New Jersey. Who'd have thought?
What talented, right?
I know. Amazing stuff.
Amazing band.
Amazing stuff. I also got, what else is in here? Oh, this is a good one. Beggar's Banquet, Rolling Stones, 1968.
I was 1 year old when that came out.
This was their 7th album.
Yeah.
I had no idea because I was doing some research on it, but this was their 7th album. I mean, Sympathy for the Devil, everything's on this thing. Street Fighting Man.
I think that might be their crossover album to start getting into.
Probably.
But
Look at this. Look at the inside of this.
It's
It's
amazing.
fantastic. This was filmed and shot by a photographer at a very large estate in the like the hillside of England. I was reading about it. Originally, their cover was like a toilet. Did you ever see that? And the
No.
record label shot it down.
No kidding.
There's an album by the Stones. It's like the inside of a bed bathroom. It's a toilet, and that was supposed to be Beggar's Banquet.
Right.
But the record label's like, you guys can't put this shit up. So they chose this with this great thing in here. Have you ever seen
that? I think is with Sympathy for the Devil on it.
Yes, it is. You ever see the Stones?
No.
Okay.
So
So
another regret I have.
okay.
Not-
Now on that, what was the Hackney Diamond tour 2 years ago? So we went, my wife, my kids, we went to see them at MetLife Stadium. Upper deck seats, nosebleeds, maybe 9 rows from the top. It didn't matter. And here's Mick Jagger at 81, running around the stage like a freaking lunatic.
It's
Unbelievable.
incredible.
My kids were like, how is that guy 80 years old? It's insane how good he is.
You'll be mystified even further. Well, I don't know how Keith Richards was, but I just got done reading his
Yeah.
My Life, his book.
Oh, I got to read that. Is it good?
It's probably the craziest book I ever read.
All right, I got to check that out.
And it's all. I mean, he's
Yeah.
He's narrating it to you as like we're talking to each other here,
Right.
And he's telling these outrageous stories.
Wow.
That I mean, it's a hard book to put down. That's
No
how
kidding.
unbelievable it is.
Yeah, that's good. He was
mean-
great too. Watching him up there with the guitar, it was unbelievable how good they were.
9 lives. He had 90 lives.
Yeah,
It wasn't just
Yeah.
whatever. The car
Yeah.
accidents. He got shot at. I mean,
Did he really?
He's.
No kidding.
His stories are just off the wall.
What's the name of the book? Was it Life? Is it
Oh, Life, yes.
Life? Okay.
Keith Richards,
That's
great book.
That's another one. I just finished the Metallica one, which was good.
Oh, I
Enter
didn't
Night.
get to that.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
I love my rock and roll books.
I
too.
know. That was a good one too. So I also got a Foreigner album here. You ever see Foreigner?
Yes. Awesome.
I know. It's crazy.
Um,
Crazy good.
They that album there was so big when we were in high school, right? The early
it's
80s.
huge.
That was
Double Vision, all that stuff. Do you know they came up with that song Double Vision at a hockey game?
no.
Yeah. They were at a hockey game. Again, I read these random facts online and take them for what it's worth, but I don't know if it was who was the guy? Is it Mick Jones?
Mick Jones.
He was at a hockey game and somebody got hit with a puck and it caused the guy to get double vision. So he came up with the concept of double vision from a hockey game.
That's
Go figure,
they have the whole lineup there. Even the album after that, I think, was Foreigner 4.
Yes, Foreigner 4.
Incredible.
That was what is the song? I Want to Know What Love Is? That's the big one.
Yeah. Is that on Foreigner? I'm getting confused now.
I don't know if it's on. I think it's.
I don't know if
It might
that's
not be on
not-
Foreigner 4.
No.
I'm not sure. But they're still touring. I mean, I saw them at the Mayo Performing Arts Center in Morristown maybe 4 years ago. I mean, one guy from the it wasn't
Lou Gramm.
Lou Gramm. What a voice.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, last time I saw him, Lou Gramm came out to do a song. He was definitely a little different than.
Yeah, no, I know. I know. I'm sure. So what concerts you got coming up? Anybody you going to see?
I mean, I'm a big fan of this 3 girls that sing together. It's called Say She She. They're like
You told me about
like
this.
They're
Yeah, Say
like
She She, yeah.
They're like a it's a new music, but the band they play like
Right.
kind of like Bucatini MGs,
No
kind
kidding.
of like
Yeah.
sort of
Three girls from
three girls, yes,
from Manhattan or whatever.
They're from Brooklyn, and
Yeah.
they only come around once in a blue moon,
Right.
and I try to catch them every time. They have Fifth Dimension meets
Fifth Dimension.
meets Gloria Gaynor meets, and then there's there's Rotary Connection. It's really fused.
How did you find this? Like this random band?
So, I'm a fireman, and we were doing maintenance one morning on a Saturday, and they showed up on CBS Morning, where they feature a band, and we were doing maintenance, and I walked into the ready room from the maintenance floor, and they started playing. I said, "Oh, wow, that sounds good."
Right.
So I stopped, and I looked, and then there was these three. They were beautiful, but their voices were amazing. I just froze in my tracks.
Okay.
I mean, they're calling me, Frank, you okay? Frank, come out. We need a.
So
I couldn't stop.
You're at the firehouse, frozen, staring at these.
I'm frozen. I'm staring at this TV, and I was waiting for them to announce who they were. And, and right then and there, I went right to my phone. I just joined a fan club right there on the spot.
Yeah. You sent me their song recently. Which one was that?
I don't know which one I sent you, but they got a great song called Prism.
That's it, Prism.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Isn't it?
It's a good vibe. I'm like, who are these people?
The musicians are amazing.
Yeah.
And they always play small venues. It's very
That's
quaint.
kind of cool. So you're going to see them? You saw them before? And
I've seen them twice already.
No kidding.
And this will be my third time seeing them.
Look
They
at
come
you,
to
man.
Brooklyn. We'll drive out of our way to go see them. They're worth it. They are worth it.
No kidding, really? Yeah. They got a big following?
Yeah, it's a kind of eclectic mix that goes.
I could imagine.
I
could imagine.
I think they're amazing singers, and the band is always fabulous. They're tight.
That's awesome, man. That's cool. So Frank and I actually got a show we're going to see coming up in March, in of all places, your hometown, Jersey City, Whiting Hall. Who the hell are we going to see in March, Frank?
We're going to see Gary Newman.
Gary Newman.
Gary Newman is playing in a venue that was a bingo hall where I played CYO basketball as a kid.
Oh my God!
Converted
seriously?
to it was like a Polish social club, but they had a basketball court there, and I think St. Anthony's played there.
Right.
And they just converted it into a concert venue.
And have you been to Whiting Hall before? Like,
I've been there a few times. Yes. Yeah.
It's Gary Newman. When you told me that a few weeks ago, I'm like, Gary Newman's coming to Jersey City? Sure enough, I'm like, holy shit, Gary Newman.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
You're a big Gary Newman dude, too.
Kind of, sort of. I like guys that are like, I mean, I wasn't like heavy into it, but I mean, like, I have a lot of respect for how they were cutting edge into their style. Like, he brought electronic music on the, so many people now are even sampling his old stuff.
Right.
I mean, I mean, you're talking about things that came out, gosh, probably, was it 46 years ago now?
It's got to be 46. Yeah, 46, 47 years ago. I mean, when he came out with, which was the big song, Cars, right? That was 79? 80?
79, 80, yeah.
Jesus, dude.
I remember being down the shore on the boardwalk, man. The Cars was playing past every pizza stand.
Seaside or Wildwood?
Seaside.
Seaside.
And then there was another place, Long Branch. I don't know if you remember the Long Branch Pier too.
Oh, the Long Branch, of course.
The Haunted Mansion.
The Haunted Mansion, yeah. And the Cars was playing. Yeah, wow. I can't believe it because he's got to be what, in his mid-70s?
Yeah.
Gary Newman still looks. Well,
I read an interesting fact about him. He was aside from music, he was a pilot, and he was such a proficient pilot. He flew around the world right after Cars. Right after Cars came out, he got his pilot license, and he was a curator of aerial acrobats. Like for
Gary Newman.
Gary Newman, yes.
Never know that.
Yeah, and
that's crazy.
And he suffered from Asperger's disease as a kid, and they didn't diagnose it till he was like much later in life. So he was doing all these performances.
Wow.
So that's why I guess he hid behind his persona.
Maybe,
He had an outfit on. He come to find out he was playing an android.
No kidding.
That's why he painted himself that way. And all of his early music is kind of like, and you know,
Yeah.
Man Against Robot.
Right. That was the one that the other one you used. And I listen, Gary Newman for me is one or two tunes, but when you sent me that stuff, I kind of did a deep dive into it. I'm like, this guy's pretty
Yeah.
damn good. Yeah.
It's of the many great performers we had at our discretion growing up, right?
I know.
Especially like our age group.
Yeah, exactly.
60 years old.
It's crazy. So I just got a heads up from one of these ticket things I joined. Human League is coming to Radio City Music Hall.
Wow.
The Human League. I mean, early new wave, Phil Oakley. I don't know if you're a Human League fan. I'm a geek. I have like 3 of their albums at home. Not just Don't You Want Me, but if you look at the Dare, remember the Dare album, the white album with his face? So they're coming next year. There's been a resurgence in the last couple of years. Lost 80s Live is a good one. They come around. They were just here last month. The lineup was, this is crazy, Bow Wow Wow, Martha, is it Rondell, the Motels.
Yes.
My favorite, Flock of Seagulls. So I saw them 4 years ago.
Why do I get this feeling I'm going to get an invite from you?
Dude, it was good stuff. But my point is, there's still bands out there, early 80s, late 70s, who are still, even if venues are small, who cares? Right. It's fantastic to go see them.
I prefer the smaller venue too. And believe it or not, like for instance, when I go see Say, She, whatever, you can nudge yourself up to the stage.
Oh, absolutely. I was there. I've got a shot of Mike's score. I mean, he was literally right there doing, Space Age Love Song. And I'm just sitting there going, I used to love this guy. Like 45 years ago, and he's right there. So it was Naked Eyes. Oh my God, those guys. It was Naked Eyes. Who was it? Stacy Q, another one. So there's oh my God, who sang Safety Dance? Shit,
Men Without Hats.
Men Without Hats. They were on the bill. They didn't show up. They I don't know why, but it was right after COVID, so they didn't show up. But my point is, there's a lot of bands out there still. B-52s just played a few months back.
They're wrapping it up, I think.
Yeah, a lot of these bands are still playing. And listen, even though they're older, God bless them. They might not look as good, but
I'm getting on that thing because we share that same
absolutely
admiration. And then when somebody's not around anymore,
it kind of freaks you out.
Yeah,
it kind of like, listen. Not that I was a huge Midnight Oil fan, but the drummer just died. I'm like, oh shit, the drummer from Midnight Oil died. Beds Are Burning, The Dead Heart. I'm like, shit.
I'm afraid to turn on my phone sometimes because I look these. Sometimes I look these things up when somebody passes, so I guess my phone's on to me. That
exactly. You know what? It didn't hit me hard, but when Bobby, this is a while back, Bobby Caldwell. So What You Won't Do for Love. Another guy who was living in New Jersey. He dies a few years back, I think, Bobby Caldwell. And I said to my wife, I go, holy shit, Bobby Caldwell lived 20 miles away from us. And the guy dies, whatever, he had some. But then I do like a dive into his stuff. The guy was prolific. I never knew it.
Yeah, a lot of people thought he was a black performer.
A lot of people do. In fact, when he sang What You Won't Do for Love, it was so big in the African-American community that the record label did not want his white face on the front of the album. So they kept him off the album because the sales were through the roof. And if you watch his video for that song, I mean, he sounds like it. You'd never know. The guy's just some...
That song still holds its own.
Unbelievable, holds its own. It really does. What do you think do you like yacht rock?
I do.
Yeah, yacht rock's the best.
I grew up with that stuff.
I know. It's fantastic.
And sometimes they play a song that
me
and you must have been 5 or 6 years old.
Oh, the other day it was 10cc. And I'm in my car and I'm like, not that I'm getting emotional, but I'm like, holy shit. 10 fucking cc. And you hear the song, or Ambrosia. And I'm like, oh my God. Climax Blues Band, I Love You. Dude, listen to that tune and try not to get emotional. Oh my God. Yeah. This is what music does for me sometimes. I don't know about you.
I'm the same way.
Let me ask you a question. Where everybody's a closet fan of somebody. For me, I'm a closet Olivia Newton-John fan. Fantastic. Who are you a closet fan of that people would never know?
Otis Redding.
Otis Redding. All right.
I think we've been denied a lot of music from that guy. He died early. He died in a plane crash.
He did, yeah.
And Dock of the Bay became a hit after he passed away.
Okay.
But I think like he's just an amazing singer, performer. I don't know what it is, something about his range. I don't know. It resonates with me. There's a lot of great voices out there, but I don't know.
And he was, how old was he when he died in that plane crash?
I think he was like 26.
God, it's crazy.
Maybe
Bro.
in the late 20s.
Jim Croce. Did he die in a plane crash?
Yes,
He did. Crazy thing. Dude, I never knew that until, I'm not kidding, a month ago. Never knew it. Because I heard his song, the famous one, Time in a Bottle, right? I'm like, oh God, such a good damn song. So I got Jim Croce, Time in a Bottle. I'm like, holy shit, this guy died. I had no idea. It just was one of those things that you hear sometimes on the yacht rock station.
Right.
And I'm like, Jim Croce died in a plane crash.
Yeah,
Dude.
I forgot also Bill Graham from the Fillmore East.
Yeah.
Fillmore West, he died in a helicopter crash. Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Oh my God, dude. So when Stevie Ray Vaughan died in a helicopter crash, I had a house painting business. And I was on a ladder on the side of a house in Maplewood, New Jersey. It was, and I'll never forget it. And I'm painting, and I got the bucket of paint and all this shit. And I was listening to, it was either WNEW or PLJ or I don't even know, K-Rock. And Jim Kerr, whoever it was, Stevie Ray Vaughan died in a helicopter crash. I was like, Stevie Ray Vaughan? Holy crap. Sometimes with music, people can say where they were when the Space Challenger blew up, 9/11, JFK, if you're that old, these major events. But sometimes I think about when I hear somebody like that, I'm like, I'll never forget. I was painting, and I hear Stevie Ray Vaughan, and I'm like, oh my God. And it still hits you.
I remember. I was cooking in a restaurant. I was chopping something up. And, they had a radio on the shelf where we were working, and that came on. I remember just freezing.
You freeze, yeah.
And I'm like,
I just got the chills.
Yeah,
I just got the chills thinking about that.
You just stop and say, wait a minute.
God.
This guy's,
yeah,
he's out and about. What do you mean he's?
I know. It's a shame, man. And we're both big music fans, which obviously we are. And I'm just I feel very fortunate because music for me not only takes me back, kind of nostalgic, 30, 40 years ago, but the songs that I like, they never get old for me. There's I can't hear a song and be like, I've heard that a million times. Like if Boston comes on, I'm like, oh shit, fucking, Peace of Mind. Of course, heard it a gazillion times, but so what? Never gets old, some of this stuff.
I think we were very fortunate to live in a time when we did.
Yeah.
And I don't know. The music's okay today.
Yeah.
But for some reason, we were really exposed to so much great stuff.
And you didn't realize it at the time.
Right.
You realize it as you get older. My kids love classic rock. They'll love Fleetwood Mac, Led Zeppelin. I mean, they like the stuff they listen to today, like Skrillex or whatever these things are that my kids listen to. But this stuff doesn't exist anymore.
Exactly. My son this morning he had to leave 5 a.m. to go to a meeting in New York. And he texts me like on his way there. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. Dad, look what I'm listening to. He sends me Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here, and UFO.
A UFO?
He goes, this is my wake up.
UFO?
Yeah, UFO.
Oh my God.
It's like, oh man. Because
But that's kind of cool. When don't you like? Does that make you feel good? Like, oh my kid's listening to Pink Floyd.
Same stuff that when we were raising our kids, we exposed them to this music. And sometimes maybe at that time they were like, maybe they like it, maybe they don't. Maybe it was just part of the household on a weekend day or something. But boy, did it.
I know.
And
I'm glad it resonates. And even though these albums that I've got here and many more at home are like 40, 45 years old, 32 years old, whatever they are, I treasure them. And they're beat up, but I don't care.
Now you have relics of the time.
Yeah. and you look at these things and like just like the artwork on this, like you don't see this anymore. You know?
I remember buying records and I would just read the liner notes over and over again.
Yeah.
I look at the album cover, I'd stare at it.
I know.
I have
exactly.
Iron Maiden Killers. I think that was like the second album I ever bought in my life.
No kidding.
I had to hide it from my parents. I didn't want to show them something like that. But boy,
That's awesome, man.
You know, but you stare at that cover.
Yeah, you just stare at it.
You know?
I used to have my sister had Kiss Destroyer, and I used to sit there with and trace everything on it. You know, I traced the whole thing with Gene Simmons and Ace Frehley and Peter Criss, and I'd be like, "Oh, this is so cool." And Paul Stanley, you know, I probably still have that stupid thing somewhere. You know,
in high school, you'd be on the folder. You'd
drawing
freehand
shit.
it. You know,
Exactly.
Aerosmith with the wings.
Exactly, man. That's a band I've never seen. I'd love to see. Aerosmith.
They have in the 70s. This was in the crates that were being passed around in my neighborhood when you bought records. It was called Live Bootleg.
Oh, that's cool.
It was an unbelievable late 70s. Awesome. It was mixed, kind of weird, but if you want to hear unbelievable version of Dream On and Sweet Emotion, oh my God.
It's good. It's cool. Good stuff to know. Well, Frank, I want to thank you for
thank you for having me.
coming back here and taking a trip down memory lane in the Vinyl Brew Lounge
This
podcast.
is an excellent place to be.
It is. It's good. You know, we talked about stuff and how music resonates throughout the decades with us. I hope you enjoyed this version of the Vinyl Brew Lounge, episode 2, with my great friend and guest here, Frank CUPO. Any suggestions you might have for future episodes, please send me a message. And as always, the Vinyl Brew Lounge is always open for everybody to stop by, pull up a chair, and have a cup of coffee. Until next time, take care.